Hello, this is Chris Kobe with the League of Women Voters of Portland. You are watching the Video Voters Guide. Along with MetroEast Community Media, we are here to talk with candidates running in the May 2020 primary election. With me today is Diane Gutman, running for Portland City Commissioner, Position 2. Welcome, Diana, and please tell us a little about yourself, why you're running for City Council, and what unique characteristics you have among all the candidates for Portland City Commissioner Position 2.
Oh, well, thank you. And hello, everyone. I am running for City Commissioner Position number 2. I am a disabled veteran. I served in Iraq during Operation Iraqi Freedom. And since I've been out of the service, I am a human rights activist, and I'm also a victim's advocate, specifically for sexual violence, but I do believe that advocacy is advocacy. And in 2018, I proposed House Bill 3117, which is to help survivors of violence and abuse to maintain their protections orders in the state of Oregon. We changed the language to where survivors of violence and abuse filing for protection to maintain it will no longer have to prove fear for their life, but instead reasonable fear. And it was a really, really exciting advancement in our legislation system because it did get passed on May 22nd, 2019. And because I had this bill declared as an emergency, it was effective immediately and is now effective immediately in the state of Oregon for any survivor who is trying to maintain their protection order under FAPA, SAPO, and EDPA. This is for survivors of sexual violence, domestic violence, child abuse, elder abuse, and people with disabilities who are being abused. Since then, I have continued to do my advocacy here in the city of Portland, working with community partners, and I have proposed additional legislation for the 2021 session. And it's really exciting because I'm really working towards getting more community involvement on these legislations because I do believe that public safety is a community effort. And when we all work together, that's when change is really able to become accomplished. And I really want to ensure the safety for everyone here in the city of Portland. And my heart's desire is to serve the city of Portland.
Thank you, Diana. The pandemic and the resulting devastation of small businesses, city employee layoffs, and housing displacement will be with us for some time, unfortunately. How would you seek to address the fallout, including the reduction in city revenue?
Well, you know, I actually think that we are already making a lot of headway as is because this is a time of an emergency, and during these times we are actually having to make snap quick decisions to bring aid to people who are suffering. And it's really been encouraging to see how the council has responded and how the city has responded during these times, providing stability for people who are falling out of work and unable to pay their rent. The fact that we have this temporary memorandum on rent is so important. But going even beyond that, you know, the COVID-19 crisis is also impacting our homeless community. I was homeless for 2 years. I had to sleep out of my car, and, you know, on nights when people opened up their home to me, I was lucky enough to sleep on the couch, and even then, it wasn't always safe. And so my heart really goes out to our homeless. They don't get a choice to actually stay in. And it's really an encouraging thing to see that our city is opening up the convention center, is opening up the St. John Center, and housing our homeless community right now. That is huge. And the thing is we have set standards for ourselves that have made living very difficult. We've been making things difficult for ourselves, and this pandemic is actually opening up doors saying that, you know, we can actually help protect people who are falling behind on their rent. We can help prevent evictions during these times. And we can also provide sick leave for people. We are responding and trying to find a way to serve everyone that is suffering from this pandemic. And so, you know, although this is a very serious thing that is affecting absolutely everyone, and we are feeling the negative impacts, there is positive that can come from this. And because we are setting a precedence to ensure safety for everyone in the city of Portland, now that we know we can do this and that the standard that we initially set for ourselves can be changed, I believe that we as a city are going to keep this in place. And as prospective city commissioner for position number 2, I will definitely be using my voice at a state level, working with our legislators to help ensure new legislation so that we can keep these temporary situations in place as permanent. Because why should we go back now? There's no point to go back now. We should use this as a foundation so we can move forward, so the city can thrive and have it ripple out into the state of Oregon.
When the city moves forward, if we maintain our current government structure, what city bureau would you want to oversee and why?
Oh, well, there's a couple of them. I do have my notes. I'm going to just take one moment to get them pulled up, if that's okay. But I will say for certain that I would like to actually oversee, I would like to be able to see oversee the Bureau of Equity and Human Rights, because as a human rights activist, this is something that is very near and dear to my heart. I have seen presentations in the past brought forward by community partners in our city that is advocating to ensure that certain titles are enforced and stay in place for people who are being discriminated against based off of your disability, being discriminated against based off your ethnic, racial background. And so I think that this is very important. And as a victim's advocate, this is definitely a bureau that also speaks to my heart, because there are so many people that can be subjected to vulnerability, and I want to ensure that those people are protected, that they're validated, and that they are heard. I want to also be able to oversee the local public safety coordination council, because as a combat veteran, I know how to think tactically. When you are in the service, you have to learn how to think in crisis, just like what we are currently facing. We think about how we can really sustain the front, how we can maintain our forwarding base of operation. And the city of Portland is a forwarding base of operation. There are so many things that the city of Portland offers, even outside, where people are coming from the outside in to our city for specific reasons, for specific things that we offer. That's something that sets us apart. So I want to ensure that we are thinking tactically when it comes to ensuring the safety of everyone who resides here and calls the city of Portland their home. Risk management also falls into that, because we want to be able to have finance accountability, and with risk management, that is a bureau that oversees financial accountability. And when I was working at the Portland VA, I worked on contracts, working to maintain contracts. I learned how to allocate funds. I have a background where I have worked with accounting and making sure that we have the right kinds of budgets, because overspending is one of the things that actually can devastate our city. And if we aren't allocating our funds correctly and dispersing them to the right areas to actually target what needs to be
Let me
targeted.
thank you for your time. Let me thank you, Diane, for your time and for sharing your thoughts. This has been the Video Voters Guide. The primary election is Tuesday, May 19. Be sure to inform yourself about the candidates and the issues. Be sure to vote. Thank you for watching.